Hey y'all, let's talk about Henry Box Brown, a magician and real life escape artist. My name is Nicole and I'm a magician and I want to celebrate the magic in you. Henry Brown was born into enslavement around 1815. When our story starts, he's held captive on a plantation outside of Richmond, Virginia. He's married with kids, but one day his captors sell his wife and children away from him, leaving him alone. He contacted the Underground Railroad, and the Underground Railroad devised a plan to send him to abolitionists in the North through the U.S. Postal Service. On the day of his journey to freedom, Henry climbed into a box that was about 2 feet by 2 feet by 2.5 feet, really small, and over the next day and a half, he was mailed by rail, by wagon, by ferry, until he emerged free at an abolitionist house in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At this point in time, Henry Brown could have done anything with his life. Escaped the South, he has relative freedom, nobody knows who he is, he could have just disappeared. But instead, Henry Brown committed himself to the abolitionist movement. He became a magician, a performer, and a speaker. There are illustrations of him emerging out of the box that were used for some of the most powerful anti-slavery propaganda by the North. So he became low-key famous because his photo was getting posted up all over the North, and he was a celebrated speaker when white abolitionists were coming in to talk about what they could do to end slavery and to free enslaved people. But this fame caused trouble in 1850 when the Fugitive Slave Act was passed, and it made it legal for anybody to round up any black person that didn't seem to be claimed and send them back to captors in the South. So Henry left and he went to England, and he spent the next 25 years there performing, speaking, and advocating for what was happening in the United States. During that time, he remarried and started a new family. A few years after slavery was abolished in the United States, Henry and his new family returned back to the United States and continued to perform as a group, doing magic, singing, dancing, and other entertainment for audiences. They eventually moved to Canada and bought property, and Henry Brown died there as a free man. Henry Box Brown doesn't get a lot of love in the stage magic community, but it's undeniable that his work had a significant impact in the abolitionist movement, leading to the end of slavery and shifting our collective perceptions of the horrors that Black people went through during that time. It's one thing to learn a new craft or start a hobby or become a performer because it's something that you like to do. But Henry Box Brown was performing with a goal, a mission, and a narrative in mind. Facing such grave threats to our collective well-being and witnessing so much violence happening not just here in the US but around the world. And I deeply believe that the role of the artist is not just to reflect the times, but to challenge them and dismantle the toxic narratives that stay in the way. We can all learn a lot about the bravery, the courage, and the commitment of Henry Box Brown, and ask more of the performers that we see in our lives, and quite frankly, sit with ourselves and recognize what more can we do to change the world for those that follow us. Let me know what you thought about the story in the comments below, and follow me if you want to hear more about Black magicians throughout history.